This debate is coming late, but fortunately, it is coming at all. It is coming because the issue of the persecution and genocide of Christians around the world is not only forgotten in this house, in the media, and in political debate, but more conveniently hidden. And beyond the perpetrators, those who annually persecute millions of citizens simply because they adhere to and believe in Christ. What strikes me most is the delay, tinged with some embarrassment, with which we ourselves observe this reality. And why do we observe it? Because even in this hemicycle, if we were to ask the overwhelming majority of certain colleagues, especially those sitting on those benches, whether they agree that Christianity is the deep root of Europe, they would probably say no. Just as, 20 years ago, a draft constitution that clearly stated that Europe's roots are Christian, Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, and that one cannot be something without first believing in the deep roots of what one is, was rejected in a referendum. So yes, the perpetrators exist, but there are also the indirect instigators of this forgetting. All those who deny that Christianity is the profound reason for our being together as Europeans. Last month, I was in Lebanon alongside persecuted Christians. I saw their churches in ruins. I saw their homes and schools razed to the ground. Lebanese Christians are the collateral victims of the war between Israel and Hezbollah. In Syria, the new al-Shara regime is allowing growing pressure on Christian communities to develop through violence, discrimination, and arbitrary arrests. Beyond the Middle East, in Africa, Nigeria is the scene of utterly abominable massacres. Tens of thousands of Christians have been killed over the past 15 years. Entire villages have been wiped off the map, and millions of people have fled their homes. As recently as 13th June, no fewer than 200 Christians were slaughtered by Islamists with machetes and firearms, and just this past Sunday, 300 students were abducted. Finally, no one talks about it anymore, but Christians are still being massacred in the Congo. This month alone, 20 Christians were murdered in North Kivu. Let us not wallow in indifference. One of the priorities for European nations and European institutions must be to protect Christians who remain there, on their ancestral lands. Abandoning these martyrs, who continue to keep Christianity alive at the cost of their own lives, would, for Europe, amount to a renunciation of its own roots. Hundreds of millions of Christians around the world face persecution and discrimination because of their faith. Christianity is founded on the belief that man is created in the image and likeness of God, and that, although humanity fell into sin, God so loved the world that he sent his only Son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for it. This inner faith has manifested itself outwardly not only through liturgical and charitable acts, but also through the defense of human dignity and of fundamental rights and freedoms. History shows that tyrants and extremists hate Christians not merely for their inner faith, but for the public expression of that faith, which liberates communities from fear and tyranny. In Nigeria, the Middle East, and other regions, Christian communities remain among the most persecuted, exposed to religious cleansing. Europe has a duty to defend Christians, and not only for humanitarian reasons, but also because the very foundation of the European project rests on Christian values. Democracy owes its existence to Christianity, as Robert Schuman said. The time has come for the EU to adopt a coherent religious diplomacy to prevent radicalization, combat intolerance, and protect vulnerable communities, including Christians. I am here to speak up for the most persecuted religion in the world, that is, Christianity. And this complex process is perhaps most clearly visible in the example of Nigeria. Where there are Christians, there is freedom, religious freedom, political freedom. There is education, and everyone can choose what they wish. But where Islam advances, as you can see, Western education is banned, women are persecuted, children are murdered. Wherever they appear, freedom is destroyed in every dimension. And now look at Europe, which has forgotten its own roots. Everywhere in this building, Wherever you step out onto the street, you see traces of Christianity. In the architecture, on the streets, walk into any library. Everywhere you see traces of Christianity. Even if you look at the names of some of the groups in this parliament, even though they often no longer have anything to do with it, they bear Christian names. Yet instead of speaking up for them, instead of using the tools we have at our disposal, at every session we talk about pink ideology, green ideology, while forgetting our roots and forgetting Christians.